Hello, everybody. I'm Maneem from Nail Artist Academy, and I'd like to train you and be your personal coach with regards to all different nail systems, anything that you need to brush up on, anything you want to learn with regards to nails. I've been in the nail industry for over 40 years and I've trained a lot of nail technicians out there. um, it's so important to upskill yourself all the time because the nail industry is changing at a rapid rate all the time. So, to keep up to date with everything is important, and also to ensure that you have less problems when you are doing nails. So, I've designed this training course for girls who want to upskill and or who needs extra training, and they will be comprised of 8 modules. And in this training course, we are going to do this is going to be the gel nail technology training course. Others to follow, which would be then the acrylic side of things. We also have a master class. I also offer one-on-one Zoom training if anyone needs it. And I can assist you with all your problems, your troubleshooting, and so on. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, this is my nail station, which we will be demonstrating on. In this course, we are going to look at 8 modules. Module 1 will be different natural nail shapes, so different shapes of nails. Module 2 will be types of gel nails. Module 3 will be natural nail physiology. Module 4 will be bacterial mold and fungus, nail diseases and disorders, which is important to know so that you can identify where there's a problem so that you can refer a client to a physician, or to know whether you can actually apply a nail covering or a nail enhancement. Module 5 is how to design your enhancement. So every hand is different, so you need to know what is going to look the best. Module 6 is nail preparation and tip application, which is vital in your application, because that's where all the problems occur, is in your nail preparation. All right, and then module 8 will be troubleshooting with gel. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? So you will have all of that as well. All right, let's look at our next slide. Let's move me slightly over so you can see all the different nail shapes. So you can see here we have oval, and it's sort of rounded on the end. It almost looks like an egg. All right. We have square, Schwovel, which is a square, but the corners have been tapered in. So just the corners have been tapered in. Then we've got round, and we've got pointed, which is also known as stiletto nails. There's also ballerina nails, which is a stiletto, but the point is straight. So that looks like a ballet shoe. So it's called a ballerina nail, which is not in this slide. Let's see if it's in the next slide. So let's see, different nail shapes. So you can see here. Here is the square. Then we've got the square, oval, or schwovel. Then we've got oval. We've got rounded, almond. So it looks like an almond nut. Here's another one. It's a mountain peak. So it is very peaked, and then it goes down. Then you've got your stiletto, which is more tapered down the sides. There is your ballerina. So you've got your stiletto, but the tip has been straightened across. And here are like a few fashionable ones, which is the edge, which looks like a roof of a house. And then you've got the lipstick one, which goes sideways. You've got flared nails, which is not my favorite at all. And then you've got the arrowhead. So that is a very, very sharp stiletto. Again, looking like a shorter, what do you call the fountain pens, those calligraphy pens, so to speak. So that is those different nail shapes. All right. So let me show you how we are going to design those nail shapes. So I have a hand here. So let me show you. So this is our hand. All right. So in another video I have where I'll show you how to apply the nails to your plastic hand. This is a movable one, and we have just stuck on these tips with acrylic, and then one can easily remove them. So if you look at this shape, this is a square shape, so the corners are still very, they'll hook on everything. So this is a proper square, whereby, let me do I think the middle one for you guys to see better. So you can see this is just literally straight across, all right, and the corners have been left sharp. So there's sharp corners here just straight across, and that is your straight square. Now if we were going to do Schwobel, you would then round the one side, and you would round what you do to the one side, you do to the other side, all right? That now becomes a Schwobel. So let me see if I take it like this, if you can see better. Let's just have a look here. Okay, so now you can see I've taken what I've done to the one side, I've taken to the other side. So that would be your Schwobel. Now let's look at an oval. So now when we look at an oval shape, let me get a pen so that you can see. So we would always look down the middle of the nail, from the knuckle right down to the middle. So here is the middle of the nail. So I'm just going to make a little mark. All right, and we are going to be doing oval. So here is our middle section. We are going to be taking, we're going to be taking off those corners and rounding them. All right, you can use a nail clipper just to remove the corners so that it's easier and less filing. All right, so now let me show you. I'm going to just always come in at a straight angle. Then I'm going to be rounding those corners. When you are shaping a nail, make sure that your side walls are straight. Watch my hands. Look, I'm holding my file. That your side walls are straight. I'm going to flip the file to the other side, and I'm holding support on the file, okay? And I'm making sure that it's straight down the center. All right. Now I'm going to, what I do to the one side, I do to the other side. Let's just get these black markings away so that you can see the oval nail. Right. So now we have an oval nail. All right, let's just get all these little plastic fluffies away. We have a Schwobel nail. Now we are going to do a stiletto nail. All right, so now we can see that this is the middle. So I'm going to take scissors on my square tip, and I'm simply going to cut it there. So if you can see, this is already your peak nail. You could just straighten out those corners, and you would have your very sharp edges. Make sure that the side walls are straight, and that would be your peak nail. All right, so now let's turn this into, if you wanted a stiletto nail, you would then take the side of the nail up to that point, and you would take the other side of the nail up to that point. Right, let's just take that little bit of fluff off there. And here you have a stiletto. Make sure that the point is completely in the middle. All right, so here you have your stiletto nail. If you wanted a ballerina, you would then just straighten the end, and that would then become a ballerina nail. Let me show you. Just get all these fluffies away. So it looks like a ballet shoe. The toe, when they stand on their toes, that's where it gets its name from, is a ballerina shape. All right. Now let's say the client comes in and she's got rounded nails, but now she wants to do oval. You would place your file at a 45-degree angle because we are going to thin the tip out on both sides, and then we're simply going to just round that corner so it's just tapered in more like that. But always make sure that your stress area, so the stress area, guys, is where the free edge and the nail bed meets. That is the stress area. That's where it's most likely going to break. So always make sure that you don't taper too much away from your stress area, because then your nail becomes weaker. So the strongest nail, if you're doing natural nails, would obviously be your square or your shrovel. So those are the stronger nails, because it's more thicker around the stress area. All right, so you can just play with that shape. Make sure what you do to the one side, you do to the other side. It's all about balancing. You've got to balance that shaping. All right, so there we have it. We have our different shape nails. Let me just take that fluffy away. All right. And just play with different shapes when you're doing nails. If you look at my nails are sort of more oval, oval almond sort of type nails. So you can choose whichever ones you allow. So again, just to recap, allow the sides to grow straight and slightly round the tip. This shape provides the maximum support for the nail, as is provided by the side walls of the nail. Exactly how I said. Also, if either side of the wall, the side of the nail is damaged, it can be filled into a slightly oval shape to maintain the length. So now, when dealing with nail shapes, okay, so if we look at nail shapes, if you've got very fat fingers, a square nail is going to make your hand look even fatter. I mean, look at this model's hand here. This is a thin hand, and the square makes the nail look very, sort of much more wider, as opposed to, say, your rounded almond, or, your very peak stilettos. All you would be doing is making sure that the side walls are tapered in. All right. So the shape of the nail will be determined by the client's natural nail. So if the client has very fat fingers, you don't want to give them square nails. You want to give them more of a tapered look. If they break their nails a lot, you would then offer probably the square. And obviously the length would determine their lifestyle. Or what do? If they play sport, you're not going to be putting on long nails like this on someone that's going to be playing sport, or that has a baby. All right, so now let's have a look here. Okay, here you've got straight-sided oval, all right, with an oval tip. Here you've got your square oval, your almond, your round, your square. So your almond has got a slightly pointier free edge to it. A square and then pointed, okay? File the tip of the nail into an egg shape and file away some of the sides of the nail. This does weaken the nail to some extent, but is ideally suited to nails that are thick or wide, as it gives them a more delicate appearance. click. Okay, so there is a link for a YouTube video which you can click on to have a look at that. Let's have a look at this. So this shape here is your square oval. You can see, and always important to have the straight lines on the side of the nail. So you have the straight lines. You don't want them flaring out from the sides unless you want a flared nail. So always make sure that your side walls are straight, which gives the square, gives the most strength of the nail, better than an almond. As you can see, thought of as a classical nail shape, the nail is filed away at the sides and softly pointed at the tip. This shape is not very strong, and if the nail is damaged, some of the length will have to be filed away to rectify. Although it's very attractive, this shape does not allow nails to grow to their maximum length, if that is what you desire. So if you want extremely long nails, don't shape them into the almond, because you're not going to get a maximum length that if you want them very, very long. All right, let's have a look at this one. These are the rounded nails, and these nails here, you can see, are rounded, ideal for shorter nails, also to elongate a hand. It looks more pretty, more feminine. It's ideal for shorter nails. The nail is allowed to grow out straight at the sides for approximately 1.5 millimeters, and then the tip is filed into a round shape. This is a strong shape, which is great for those who keep their nails short. Very important to remember that. Then let's look at another shape of nail. So this is the very squared one, whereby the sides are left completely square, created by allowing the nail to grow out straight and then filing the tip straight across at right angles. And at right angle, this again is quite a strong nail, but is not particularly flattering for very stubby fingers. Short square shaped nails can make hands look blunt and heavy. This is the best for drawing attention to long nails. So if you have extremely long nails, I would recommend this shape for extremely long nails. All right, let's have a look at another one. Square with rounded corners, again known as your schwovel, as per square nails, but followed by rounding the corners of the nail so it doesn't catch onto everything. It's a softer look. You can see it's a softer look than the severely square nail, and it's less likely to catch onto your jersey or your clothes. This is also very flattering for a very long nail. Now let's look at the stiletto, which is very, very pointed. Nails are filed away at the sides to a point. At the tip, this shape is very weak on the sides, as the side of the nail walls, which provide strength, are totally lost. So you can see here, if you look at the stress area, it's been tapered down quite a lot. So it's much easier to break that tip on impact having a stiletto nail. So I would suggest a very, very stronger type nail for a stiletto nail. So you would have to use one of your stronger gels or an acrylic for that kind of nail. All right, well, we have come to the end of Module 1. And our conclusion is obviously that if you want to grow a very long nail, then it needs to be square or a schwovel nail, as the side walls are more intact. So remember that when you are choosing a nail shape for a client, and also your product choice is going to be very, very important here. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you in Module 2. Bye for now.